Movie Friday. It's one of the things that we're excited about. I'll tell you what else Friday brings. New movies over the weekend. One is South African. It's a comedy and it's coming our way this weekend. Vrou soek 'n boer beloof om regtig pret te wees en pretlike vermaak in die sin dat dit 'n komedie is en ek sien uit daarna. Maar hier is 'n sneak peek. Kyk gerus.
The latest Afrikaans movie to hit the big screen is a romantic comedy set in the heart of Wakkerstroom, Mpumalanga. It follows the adventures of a city girl, Mareka, portrayed by Lika Badling, who inherits a bakery and decides to trade her demanding career for the platteland.
Keuse.
Reg so. So Mareka bevind haarself skielik sonder werk met niks om te doen nie en sy moet haar lewe moet verander.
Ja, wie die stad nodig.
En sy trek Wakkerstroom toe om hierdie bakkery te begin.
Ek gaan 'n bakster word.
She soon finds herself in a love triangle where she needs to choose between Mr. Right and Mr. Handsome as two very different men, played by Nico Panaggio and Bob van Blerk, appear on the scene.
My karakter Neil Ster-Kinekor is 'n boer in sy hart, maar hy is Johannesburg toe om te gaan swat en besigheidsman word. En ons bevind hom in die begin van die fliek waar hy onlangs teruggekeer het na Wakkerstroom toe waar sy pa se plaas is, want sy pa is siek en hy moet oorneem, hy moet die bestuur oorneem van die plaas.
Ja, wat sê?
Ons is in die swart.
Dit is Mareka se 30ste verjaarsdag en ek dink Tannie Betty het dit goed gedink om vir haar verjaarsdagpartytjie te reël.
Jy verjaar.
En enigste twee ander jonger persone wat daar was is basies maar Neil en Stander.
Exciting stuff happening this weekend. Movies galore, and one of them starting is a comedy called Vrou soek boer. Now, I'm always curious and excited about local stuff, whether it's our art, our music, and especially our films. And here with us, our local producer and director, Maynard Clark. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Laura.
It's great to have you here. I mean, I know you as someone who directs series or even some of our soapies on television. What was it like doing your first feature? I mean, was it positive, negative, petrifying?
No, it wasn't petrifying. I think it was very positive. I think I've spent about 15 years preparing myself for that point. Turned down opportunities prior to this about 10 years ago to direct a feature film. I just didn't think I was ready for it at that time. So yeah, it was the right story and the market is right for it. I want to make a commercial picture, so where my choice for a romantic comedy comes from.
I like how you say the story and you talk us through the fact that it's a romantic comedy and, you know, people are saying it's hilarious and I can't wait to see it over the weekend. But the story in itself and even writing it, I know that you believe in young writers itself. You've also got a part in the story. You know, you initiated the idea. Take me through it. What happens in the particular story?
Well, first, just to answer your first point there, yes, I've conceptualized the film and then I bring a writer in to write it. In this particular story, it's about really, if you go to the real kernel of it, it's an Afrikaner fairy tale. And it's about a girl who comes from the city and she goes to the platteland being your kingdom and Prince Charming being your farmer on his white tractor.
I love it. Nico Panaggio, I saw, is in the trailer and a few other actors as well. I mean, you have a great cast. Lika's in it as well. Take me through who else plays in it.
Well, besides our headline cast, as you mentioned, Lika, Nico and Bob van Blerk, and I mean, you guys will name from his singing.
Yes, he's been on the show even.
Yeah. And I think he's a really fantastic singer. But I just happened to come downstairs at my house and Platteland was on, and I'd never seen it in the cinema. And this bloke was on the screen, and I thought, who is, it's really Bob van Blerk playing it. And he's actually a really, really natural, gifted actor. And so, yeah, it was fantastic working with him. And then we have Tannie Marga van Roy, 70-odd years old, fantastic. She's so funny. She's hilarious. She's got the best lines in the script, just by the way. And then we have my wife, Almerida Reyneke. We have Lindy Stander making a cameo with Magda Pieterse. I don't know if you remember her. She's fantastic. A really stellar cast right through.
It's exciting how we bring those actors back. I mean, we talk about a lot of South African films on the show, and it's so nice to still see people who were on stage or even in our films in the 80s, they're still making comebacks, and this time they're playing themselves, they're playing older people. Why do you think South Africans should see this? I mean, I can give you 2,000 reasons of why we should see local films, but as a producer and director and even someone who conceptualizes local stuff, why should we see this movie?
Well, I think if you're a cinema goer and love movies, I think you'd want to go and watch the film anyway because you'd want to watch good film. It's a very good quality picture. But moreover, I'd say it's really pure escapism. If you want to escape from your daily grind, have a laugh and walk out of the cinema feeling good about life and yourself, then this is the picture to watch.
Speaking of the picture to watch, I mean, you as a producer and as a director, you've also had a long journey. What made you concentrate on features this time around? I mean, I mentioned earlier that you used to concentrate on soapies. In your career as a producer or as a director, why features this time around? Why do you have an interest in making local movies?
You know what, I'm going to have to go way back beyond working in telly and, you know, as I mentioned prior to this, in another lifetime I was in the Navy and I was the police detective here on the Cape Flats. And, but if I go way back, I'm just a coloured boy from Cape Town. Grew up in Penland Estate, round the corner from Rylands, where the Cine 400
Love it.
was. That's where it's all started for me. Going to my local cinema when I was 8, 9 years old and just falling in love with the medium. And I've always set out, that is what I wanted to do. And it's been a long journey. I got myself abroad, went to film school, worked 3 jobs to do it. And
like one should.
No bursaries.
Yeah.
Paid my way through it. Got my my papers behind me saying, okay, you can actually do the job. When you get in the industry, no, you can't do that. Forget about it. It takes you 10 years to actually learn that you don't know anything about the business and then build from there. So just going through the whole spiel,
motions, yeah.
That's where I wanted to be a filmmaker, and now I am.
Listen, it's been great having you here. Maynard Krok, director and producer of the film Vrou Soeke Boer, and you should see it this weekend as well. It's local, it's lekker, it's South African. I'll tell you what else is South African. First of all, thank you, Maynard, for joining us.
No, thank you.